Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, home of Tottenham, past, present, and a very, very confusing, exciting, bewildered, whatever future you like to make for yourself. Right now, before we get on to the show, before I introduce everyone else, I'm going to take everyone else out, but leave Philip here. Philip has a statement he wants to read out from last night's show by what somebody put into the chat. So I'm going to take myself and Ellie out, and then Philip just gives us a thumbs up. We'll come back in once the statement is read. So over to you, Philip.
Okay. Last night on this channel, there was a robust discussion taking place about the sources of our breaking news regarding potential transfers in and out of Spurs. Without warning, one of the contributors made a frankly offensive remark by bringing the completely unrelated topic of domestic abuse into the conversation. This remark caused a great deal of offence and was quickly removed. This is a football channel. While we totally abhor domestic or any violence, this is not a forum it should be brought up in, and anyone doing so in the future will be immediately removed from the channel and not allowed to return. End of statement.
I was back in now. Bring you down there, Ellie. Me up there and bring myself there. Right. I think that's self-explanatory. We're going to leave it there where it should be left. But that I thought it was, we all thought, me and Philip, or I did as well, thought something had to be said. Nobody should bring that into any channel. And it really upset me. It upset Ellie as well. It upset Philip and Mia as well. We totally condemn anybody who, any types of violence, to domestic, racial, or anything. It's no place in any place, shape, or form. And anyone that does bring it up in the channel, as Philip said, will be banned immediately from this channel and will be banned from Mia's channel as well. And I'm sure Mia, you would say the same thing, wouldn't you? Very quickly.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Everything you said is absolutely spot on.
Okay, this is a football channel, and I'll tell you what, should we talk a bit about football and about Tottenham and see what's going on? But let's see who's in the chat. But before we do that, welcoming, of course, as my usual co-hosts. Well, this man needs no introduction the world over. He is the Tom Jones of the bingo world. He is the Ringo Star on the Tuesday night, but he's not down there tonight because he's just not down there. He's doing the Ringo Star. He says, sod the Beatles. I'm taking the night off. Of course, it's the one and only Mr. Philip Brady. Philip, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Just interesting to hear this bit of news is coming out today. You know, it's never dull being a Spurs fan during transfer window time.
No.
I just like it to sign a player or two. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. And down below, of course, is, well, this lady doesn't know which country she likes. I mean, one day she's English, next day she's Indian. I think she's Croatian today, or she's from Australia. I don't know where Ellie's from today anyway. But Ellie, how are you? And how's your day been? And where are you from today? Who are you supporting today? Bangladesh?
Always Cyprus and Greece and England. And I've got a soft spot for Ireland as well, as you know. But having said that, I've been a bit bored today, so I'm glad that we're on. So something meaty to get into, see what Spurs are up to.
Yeah, and of course...
There's always never a dull moment, is it?
No. And of course, over on Spurs Between the Lines, the lovely Mia. Mia, how are you? And you're Greek to the backbone, so there's no one dislodging your loyalties, is there?
Absolutely not. I'm loyal. I'm very, very loyal person. Of course, I'm half Greek, Cypriot, and half English. So obviously, I'm very, very loyal to both causes. So absolutely, I am. And obviously to Tottenham.
Yeah. Well, look, both countries won last night. We beat Gibraltar. England beat some team we've never heard of. So, you know.
Somewhere north.
Yeah. But anyway, Kenny out, and that's
but
the
you
end
didn't.
of that.
But you didn't beat Greece, so you know.
No, you lost. You lost. You lost.
Come on,
Can
the
we move on to
Greeks.
the Tottenham content, please?
Yeah, I knew this was coming today. I knew this was coming today. Right. Shall we use in the chat very quickly? Right. We've got Peter Spellman who says, thank you for your help and info about how to start your own stream. Sorry, forgot my manners. Big up, Flat Cat Pete. Big up there, Peter. I hope you do know the part Flat Cat Bone. Kathy's liking how I spent Newsbeat. That has now been corrected. very quickly.
Please.
We've got Sue Smith. Is there any Spurs fan out there who is surprised by this news? This is the Raya news, which we will get into in a minute. We've got
I love the
Tom
picture.
Packer, big up everyone. And we've got FTSM Colin, big up Colin. We've got Carl Simpson. Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're all, and hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Wayne Bonner. Afternoon, one and all. Hope you're all well. I'm available on the free of Spurs. Walk away from Raya. From Raya. I need a new keeper. Of course, then me, of course. Please get over and smash the like button on Mia's channel as well as our own as well. We've got Wayne Bonner. It says, haha, I smashed the damn like button so hard Romero got scared and Haaland went into therapy. There you go.
Right.
We've got Wembley 1 is this afternoon, everyone. Let's all get really excited about the new additional floors on the 5-star hotels and apartment buildings. They might be all we have to check. Well, look, very quickly on that, Philip, am I right to say that this then... How come I keep hearing myself? Is this within the contract for building the new stadium? They had to build these.
Yeah. It's part of the planning permission. Apparently, they have to build. They have to supply so much apartments and a hotel to the Tottenham area. It's all down to the refurb of the area, and it obviously looks like it's taking priority over the players at the minute.
Yeah, it does. Colin saying, bingo, full house. What do I win?
An Arsenal shirt.
An Arsenal shirt. People are saying, well said to you, Philip. Well said. Carl Simpson. Big up Jim as well. Carl Simpson, well said. What the hell is wrong with people? Well said, Philip. And Wayne says, well said, Philip. I remember that comparison to make regarding the football.
I know it was over the top. We were all very annoyed about it afterwards. We really were.
Yeah. We've got Drula, big up Drula. She's after them all. We've got Jim saying, hi, hope you are well in Antwi Trust. We've got Tottenham LSG. I prefer to sell a player or 15, but I settle for a signing.
Yeah.
We all would. We've got Lisa, good afternoon. I've missed you all and streams. Hope you are well. Yeah, we're grand. And I hope, what's it like in Mexico? Let us know if it's hot, warm, raining.
It's hot.
I tell you, I came back from Dublin this afternoon. I've never seen rain like it. I couldn't even see in front of the windscreen, the edge of the car. It was that heavy. Even the windscreen wipers couldn't keep up. I know how Formula One drivers feel like when they're driving in the rain at 180, 90 mile an hour. It's unreal. Yeah. Carl Simpson says, can't afford Raya, but we can add some floors onto our hotel and apartments. When will we act like a football club? But I think this has to be separated. I know people are trying to link it in with the club, but I think it does have to be separated in a way that it was within the contract to build a new stadium. So I understand people are going to jump on, but transfers is not like playing FIFA. You can't just go out and buy a player. It's going to take time. There's agents. There's other different things. So I understand what it's saying to him, but I think a little bit of...
where Carl's coming from there, Dermot, another thing too, like, okay, say there's 100 million in the pot, right? We'd love that to be spent on players. But it looks like a percentage of that money has been spent on real estate. And that's where the frustration comes in, I think.
Do you know
we don't really care.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
We don't really care about, they can build all the like there, but as long as the players keep coming and keep spending money on the transfer budget, it's the fear that the money has been used for something else other than players that gets us annoyed.
But it's not. I would have thought that the money they would build for anything like that would be either set aside or put on some sort on the loan that we got for the actual stadium. I don't think it directly comes out of what happens.
We don't know. We don't know. That's the problem. We just don't know.
I think that when you look at all the buildings that have happened so far, I don't think in the budget any of them have come out of Tottenham's money that we get for the stadium and all that. I don't think, if you ask, you'd have to ask Sean, because Sean's obviously better with the finances than myself. So but I don't think they do.
The key to that, don't they? They know about how much money is going to be spent on those real estate and hotels. They'll have to keep a track of it, won't they? How much money and where it's coming.
It costs millions to build a hotel. I read what it costs to provide each hotel bedroom costs X number of thousands, and multiply that by 50 or 60. You're talking millions, you know. And I just wonder. I just love to know where the money is coming from. And If it's ring fenced, fair enough. But if it's not, where is the money? What's our transfer budget? You know, what are we going to be able to spend on players? Because we're fighting with Brentford over Raya. We won't pay the fee for Raya. And is that going to be repeated throughout the transfer window? You know, with other potential signings. So it's just worrying. It's worrying.
It's pretty much the norm with Spurs, though, Philip, isn't it?
Yeah.
We always.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah, it is. Like, it's great to see like the area, Tottenham area, needs a revamp. There's no doubt about that, and it's great to see
Tottenham, to be fair, that area is still in the time warp of the 1980s. I mean, it hasn't changed since. Yeah, it hasn't changed since I was a kid walking down the high road. It's still the same. And that's the thing. And look, I can understand people's frustration, but I think I'm trying to bring a balanced side of it, that I'm trying to keep it separate, where it's within the contracts, any contracts. And I think Mia is right. And you're right as well, Philip. I think Mia is right as well. I think there would be some separate. I think it'd be whatever ENIC could do. And I don't think it's Tottenham that's paying for it. I think ENIC, I've got it set aside.
I hope so. I hope so.
But look, what else we got in the chat? We have where were we? We've got DJ saying Tottenham are interested in Italy. Yeah, I've got a bit of breaking news on that in a minute, so I'll bring you the very latest on that. Actually, it was just given to me. We've got Daryl Denton. Last season, a club got a player in 24 hours. Other clubs make it complicated, and he's right in that. There's too much complication. Andrew Gregory, Daniel Levy has taken his first steps towards Spurs becoming a multi-sports team. Wait and see.
Well, a multi-sports venue, anyway, certainly.
Maybe Levy isn't happy about being the third most profitable sports team in the world, pushing the hotel through for that number one. Jazz Fusion says Levy's doing to Raya what United is doing to Kane. Very relaxed. And Carl Simpson, Arsenal are about to sign 3 players in 1 week, so they seem to be pulling off FIFA transfers. Look, we'll see what happens. And Lisa says, "Drop." Yeah, go on, Mia.
Can I just say that you think that, but they're going to put in a next bid for Rice, and that is going to get rejected again because they are literally set. West Ham, they're set on what price they want. So actually, that means Arsenal have been rejected twice, and so it's not really any different to what we're going through. So I actually think that it's not just Tottenham that happens. So if they keep asking Rice, can we have him for this much? Can we have him? And they say no, they're getting rejected. They've got no deal pulled off yet. They've pulled up no deals yet. Just remember that. They've not got one signing in. Everyone's saying, they're doing like FIFA, Arsenal this and Arsenal that. They've got nobody yet. Nobody's over the line.
I don't think nobody's bought anyone. The transfer window is very slow at the moment.
I think Liverpool's the only team that have bought someone. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think it is quite a slow.
It was about like this last season as well. Do you remember? We had I think 2 quick ones and then nothing until the very end.
Lisa says, tropical storm heading in our direction. Torrential rains bring major flooding, so hopefully it passes us by. Hurricane season just getting started. Well, you be there from Mexico. Be there. We've got Wembley 1. We've got Jazz Fusion. We've got Rooty Tooty. Chelsea have bought or agreed to buy several. Yeah, well, Chelsea always.
Yeah, they brought that in Kungu fella, didn't they, for 63 million? And he's not even a full-blown striker, which they need, you know?
No.
Yeah.
We've got Greg Clement says, still think City would sweep in for Rice with a cheeky Philip cash and swap deal. I think so too. Daryl's saying Chelsea have gotten 2. Carl says, we've just announced Simon Davis as an academy manager. Well, that's actually
player.
Yeah, it is Simon Davis.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
That's good.
Yeah, he was a good lad. He was a good lad.
Not the ex-player Simon Davis.
Oh, no, okay. Not a good lad then.
No. We've got Colin saying, I think people need to remember that Daniel doesn't make all the choices by himself. He has to have approval of Lewis as well.
Well, Lewis's daughter, as it stands at the moment, isn't it?
Well, no, it's nothing to do with the daughter. It's done with the lawyer. The lawyer.
Well, he's given it over his control. He doesn't control. He's given the control over to his proxy. I think whoever that is, you know.
People seem to forget you know, because Joe Lewis doesn't attend the games, Daniel Levy gets all the flack. Do you know? And it should be Joe Lewis that. And Dave said, Harry Redknapp said, it's not Daniel Levy that's doing it all. It's more Joe Lewis that's stopping all of this. So, you know, maybe people need to, you know, some people need to probably look at Joe Lewis as well. He should get some of the blame as well. The majority of the blame. It's okay blaming somebody. Levy's there, of course, he's going to get the blame because he's there every game. He's the face of Enoch. He's like the poster of Enoch. Joe Lewis sits in the background, but he should get the blame as well. He's the one that tells Levy, yeah or no.
He's the one that's going to take his untold billions with him by the sound of things, because he's 85, 86 years of age. What the hell is he going to do with his money?
Well, maybe
Why
he thinks
have a
he's an
splash out
Egyptian.
now?
Well, maybe he thinks
bury it with him.
Yeah, he's like an Egyptian, probably going to make a pyramid for himself somewhere in the Bahamas and probably get entombed with all his money. Anyway. Yeah, and we just got Tottenham. It says everybody probably waiting around to see who can get a Saudi Arabia windfall to boost the coffers. That's something we were going to talk about, and I know Philip has big. We've got Dara in, big up Dara. Building and construction shouldn't be in football conversation, but with the total lack of ambition on the pitch, the clear ambition off the pitch, it will always be brought up. And that's actually a very good point. Yeah. David Levy, good afternoon. We've got Matthew with Charlton, 27 goals incoming this season. Hope you're right.
That.
Yeah, Daniel Field, big up Daniel. I think that's everyone in the chat. Now, before we get started, Philip, do you want to talk about the competition we're doing?
Yeah, we're on the second week of this now. A signed Emerson Royale shirt. The way to win it is you answer the really hard question that Dermot put up last night, is who scored the equalising goal for Spurs in the second leg of the UEFA Cup final in 1984. If you can remember who that was, stick it on a super chat for £2 or €2 or two, whatever it is, and you'll be put in the draw. With 2 more weeks to go after this, and the draw will be made early in July, and the money is going to the Irish Cancer Society and maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
And it'll all be done transparently on the channel.
Yeah. And also, Mia, people can get into the competition through your Patreon things on your channel as well, can't they?
Yeah, I've got a £2 Patreon. So if you join my Patreon, you'll be entered into the competition and the money will go towards the charity.
Very good.
So there you go. Right, guys, shall we crack on with it? Right, let's crack on with the bit of breaking news we've got today. We're going to start with Raya breaking news, and the breaking news is asking price for David Raya is the issue. 40 million set will not be lowered as it stands, which may force Tottenham to walk away and look at other options. Manchester United will play a factor in the price tag, not going down, as they are keen on bringing him in to Old Trafford this summer. And I'll start with you on this one, Mia, and then I go to Philip and then you, Ellie. Mia, look, Man United didn't want him at the start of the window. Now they do. Is it a case now that Tottenham just have to pay the 40 million to get him in?
Well, it looks like it, but I don't know if Man U will pay the 40 either, because they've said they don't want to pay the 40. So did they walk away just pretending, thinking that they might be able to get it like lowered? I don't even know. But all I know is, for me personally, I said a couple of days ago, we have to be careful with this because there is a chance that someone else can swoop in for him. And I am slightly annoyed that it's happened, but the fact is that it's going to be one of those, because Brentford know we want him. He wants to leave, but Brentford know how much we want him, so we're going to either have to cough up or walk away. And we should have done it before if we wanted to walk away, if we weren't going to pay the money.
Before I come to you very quickly, Philip, Ellie, if we can go for Rhea, who do you want in as our new goalkeeper? If you can't get Rhea, who do you want in?
While we've been on air, I've been watching this other goalie, the Vicario goalie. He's very decent. He's 1.94 meters as well. Very tall lad. He's an Italian international. He's established, so I'd rather have David Raya, to tell you the truth, because obviously he's got Premiership pedigree. He's homegrown. The 40 million price tag is not too hefty in my book. I think we should just pay it and get him in, because I watched him against Spurs Brentford at home and he was fantastic. His communication, especially, he really does organise that defence really well. It's not just his kicking that's good. So I'd love to get him in, Dermot.
Yeah, well, you and me, Philip. I look, if we can't get Raya, we would love Bazuma in, wouldn't we? And look, for me, look, I think, what do you think we should do? I mean, in my own opinion, I think we should pay the 40 million and get in our number one target. But if we can, I'd definitely go for Bazuma, because I think he's a great talent and he would do great. He'd be a great long-term thinking for us for the future.
He's only 21 years of age, which is he's still in his prime compared to other old goalkeepers. You know, so I mean, he would be okay. I think Raya would be a good, experienced Premiership goalkeeper. And bear in mind, I know good and all as Bazuma is, he had lost his place to Southampton at the end of the season there, and they were relegated. But he's one for the future and will come in a lot less than 40 million. Like Southampton paid 13 million for him, and even if they doubled their money, 24, 25 million wouldn't be excessive. But hopefully Brentford see reason and allow us to get Raya. But certainly I go for Bazuma if that didn't happen.
Okay, very quickly, Mira, are you okay? Because I've just read in the chat. Are you all right there?
Yeah. Someone just put a comment that was completely unnecessary, and I won't have it. So if you are going to make these remarks, just know that you will be blocked from my channel and also from Thfc till I die. Just so unnecessary to say anything.
Was it our usual friend?
I don't know. I don't think so. It was something anti-Semitic saying about it. So I just think, like I say, unnecessary, uncalled for, and definitely not going to be accepted in my community. I won't have it. So
no.
We got that one. I know. Keyboard warriors. That's what they are. Yeah. We've got a super chat here, guys, from Jim. Hang on, let me take that off and I'll bring his super chat up. Big up. Thank you so much. And it really does help the channel grow. So thank you so much. And he says, I worry Levy will upset Ange by not bringing in the players he wants. What I read and hear, Ange does not suffer people by not keeping their word. Well, guys, look, Conte was supposed to be the same thing. And look what happened to Conte. He really laid it on the line at Southampton. 20 years with the same owners. What do you expect? Also, do you know, it can't be the managers, it's the players all the time. Is Conte's words, I'll start with you, Philip, and then you, Elliot, then me. Sorry. Philip, is Conte's words coming home to roost now?
I think we all knew when Conte said those words, much as all we hated to hear them. We have to admit and have to realize he was speaking the truth. It was spot on what he said. And unless something changes with Postecoglou and Levy, then hopefully in 2 years' time we're not here having the same conversation. Another manager gone, another manager not backed. You know. But one thing I will say is this: I love the bit about Ange not suffering people, not keeping their words. He's long enough managing Celtic to know what a Glasgow kiss is, and I'll say Daniel Levy knows that as well.
Yeah, and,
so you know, he won't suffer for he'll blow a top if things aren't done the way he wants them done.
Now, Ellie, Amir, he is a Greek as well, isn't he? He's an Australian Greek. So look, we know what Irish people are like. Philip, we can be a bit short-tempered, we can be a bit fiery. What is an Australian Greek man like? Will he be worse than Conte?
I think he'll be more diplomatic myself, because I see sides of Ange Postecoglou that's very fair, and he gets to the point. And I think because he's so straight talking, they'll get him more. Whereas Conte, English wasn't his first language, so sometimes he didn't get what he wanted to get across. So I think Ange will be much more closer with Levy. And I feel that he'll get more out of Levy than any other manager has because of that straight talking. He reminds me of a male version of Mia, actually. He really does, because he gets to the point. Right, he actually gets to the point. He doesn't beat about the bush. He goes straight in there, tells it as it is, and he'll get his way. I'm
And
telling you, he will.
And Joe, what I think a lot probably, I don't want to sound like I'm being big headed, but I'm quite a charismatic person. I think I was saying this on Paul's this morning. I think because he's got that charismatic side, I feel like he's going to be listened to because he hasn't got any arrogance about him, hasn't got that air of arrogance. So I feel like he'll be listened to more because he's very personable. He's a very personable person. So I think he'll be firm, fair, straight to the point. But because he's got that personable side, I think people will just be like, yeah, I get it. You know, I think that people probably understand where I think Conte's got that arrogance when he says it, and that's what people maybe don't appreciate as much. And the same with Jose. You know, I think that's the difference with Ange.
But they're entitled to have that arrogance. They have one thing.
Oh, I'm not trying to say. Listen,
No,
I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying what works with our chairman and what will work with our club. I don't think that works. So I think that Andrew's got the right level of straight talking, but no arrogance about him. So I think he's a personable person, but gets straight to the point.
Yeah, that's true. But big up, Jim. Thank you so much for the super chat. It really does help, and we are really, really grateful. So thank you so much indeed. We got here, Carl said, big yourself up, Mia. Nothing wrong with that. I am a legend and the king. I've catching Dermot out with the cock. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, dearie me.
Do you imagine Dermot going into Libya and asking for the clock on the cock? I wonder what he'll give him.
How many times? How many times?
Yeah, right.
He goes,
yeah.
I'll put it on the lamppost for you, Dermot.
Oh, I'll get you back one day, Carl Simpson. We just want to say big up to Israel Uncovered as well. Fantastic panel. Big up everyone,
Yes.
Coys. And also got Colin Turner. I sincerely hope this media nonsense again, but I worry it might be. Look, there is 76 of you watching. Hit that like button. We've got 24 likes already. Hit that like button. Hit that subscription. Please pick up your memberships. Philip, can you put the question in for the shirt into the chat for us so people can?
Do,
also,
so we put it in there.
Next time you're in London, I want to see a picture of you and the clock.
Do you know that's going to have to happen? Actually, I think, to be fair. But anyway, we will get on.
The Hoybier shirt on for that one.
Carl says, "I am so sorry, Dermot, but it brings a bit of happiness to my day." Oh, fair enough. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Anyway, Spurs Daily News. Now we've got false reports coming from the French newspaper. Well, we know what the French are like. That it should be all. It should be. Do you want to read it out, Philip? Because I'm about getting double tongued here.
All right, false reports coming from the French newspaper. This should be all. That should be it. Sorry, that should be it all at the moment. I'm hearing that Harry Kane has put in a transfer request, but it's from a French newspaper, so I don't trust it. I've asked, just waiting to hear back if it's true. But after what I said yesterday about Harry Kane staying from the club, I don't think it is. So I think it's the French being the French again. Apologies to anybody who's French on the channel, but I think some friends of mine got caught out with the air traffic controls strike the other day. So they're not French lovers. They're not French lovers at the moment. So as I say, I don't think there's anything in this. I don't think
there is. And look, I think you have to give the French credit where credit's due. They know how to protest. When they protest, they do go out and give it their all. So fair play to them. So I'll just bring you up there, Ellie, so people can see you. Only putting your bottom here because you're not on camera, so sorry about that.
Rude.
Fair enough.
He's
was that about the French?
About everything. I can see France from where I am, so I can see France from here.
You can put.
I don't mind the French.
You can put a big sign on placard say Kane staying with Spurs. You're not getting them right.
Well,
the
go
French,
on the beach and say it to them.
Yeah,
just shout it over.
The French story about Kane. Yeah, the French story about Kane is total BS. We've got Adrian Soccer said fake GJ Samuel, fake news, like me saying I won £5,000. We've got nothing that progress at all until Kane and Ange. Yara Toure has left the Spurs Academy. God help our youth. I didn't realise that.
Has
he?
he?
That must have just
Yeah.
happened. That must have just happened.
That must,
Yeah, I've not
that's
seen that.
breaking news. See if that's
Dear,
true.
that's not good news.
Yeah. Carl Simpson, Harry Kane will not hand in a transfer request. No way. He will stay. And I was super pleased about Son's response to the Saudi deal, which we are going to bring up in a minute. But look, just really quickly on the Harry Kane thing. We said last night, guys, he's not going anywhere. He will be with Tottenham at the start of the season. Can you see him running down his contract and going on the free in January? And if so, where do you think? I want one word answer from the three of you. Where will he go if he was to leave? Philip?
Oh, I don't know. I'm getting totally confused over this Harry Kane thing at the minute. If he's staying, he needs to sign a new contract because I can't see Levy accepting him to stay and then leave for nothing at the end of next season. So I think it's stay with the new contract would be my thing. If not, then I don't know. I don't know what to think really. You know, it's. I just wish he'd come out and say what he wants to do.
Yeah, but if he was to go, where do you think he will go?
Well, he's not going to Man United. He'd hardly go to Real Madrid, PSG, unless something comes out of that. You know, we just don't know that. There's no smoke without fire. Maybe I don't know. He hasn't got many options really. And
No,
I suppose you would have to say with Real Madrid signing Bellingham. That's probably their big signing of the summer. Maybe PSG will come back in or might resurrect him. Don't forget, we've 2.5 months of this to go yet, till the end of August. It's going to be a nightmare.
Ellie, if he was to leave, one answer, which club would you go to?
I would say Manchester United because we've had a lot of strikers of ours go there, right, in recent years. So I think that would be the first choice. Other than that,
Sorry. Yeah, go on, Ellie.
I can't see him going to PSG because why would he go there? I mean, it's not going to make him any more credible.
No.
You know, because they always win the league. So it's not as if he's going to go there and, Harry Kane won the league in France, you know. But if he goes to Manchester United and wins the league over Manchester City, that makes a statement.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen either. United aren't going to win the league ahead of City anytime soon, you know.
No.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee. That's the problem.
No. And Mia, sorry, Ellie, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. Mia, one word answer. Where do you think you go? And then we can move on from the Kane debate.
Man U, I think. But quickly on the Yaya Torres, because he's gone off to be a assistant coach somewhere. That's why.
At Standard RS.
Liège.
Yeah, there.
Liège.
More
Standard
Liège.
Liège.
Yeah.
There we go.
And big up to Jim as well. He's got the answer spot on, so he's in the competition.
Yeah, but Jimmy, Jim's in a few times now, so
he's in a lot.
Yeah.
And then we've got also, do you know what? We've got Daniel Lever as well. He did say Graham Roberts, so put him in there as well, Philip. Not
That's
everyone
a good name, actually.
Yeah, well, not everyone can afford a super chat, and I do understand times are hard out there, and there is everything's gone up. So look, we try to be fair where we can. Now, Spurs have led the race for James Maddison as the playmaker prefers a move to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but the club will be forced to wait on his teammate Harvey Barnes, while Højbjerg could be shown the exit. Now, look, me and Ellie are massive Højbjerg fans, so we're going to go last on this. We're going to start with Mia, and then we'll go to Philip. Mia, would you like to see Harvey Barnes come to... We know James Maddison's going to come anyway. That's going to be done. But would you like the Harvey Barnes to come to Tottenham?
Do you know what? I'm a bit unsure about if I want Harvey Barnes or if we can get anybody else. I'm undecided about him, if I'm honest.
Yeah. And what do you think of Maddison with Højbjerg going? Would you sell Højbjerg?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't think he's going to fit in Postecoglou's system. I don't think that he's got what he needs. And it's all about what's best for the club and what's best for the team, not what's best for people's hearts and who they love. I would get rid of Romero if it meant this for the betterment of the team. Absolutely, I would. I'm very cutthroat and savage like that. I can follow him on Instagram, look at his beautiful face anytime I want. I just don't need him at my club if he's not best for my club.
Well, we all know we're Romerians every night, but that's a different subject and different show. Philip, just very quick, big up Bobby Cases, big up Ellie, Mia, Dermot, and Philip in the chat. Bobby, I will get in touch with you with the podcast. You were supposed to come on last week, but just it was done. Everything just news got ahead of us, so we'll sort something out this week or next week. So let me know when suits you, Philip. Do you know the Barnes, and also would you sell Højbjerg?
I'm not as 100% confident in Madison as everyone else. I still think there's a bit of work to be done there. Like, I know his partner wants to go to London because she's expecting twins and doesn't want to go up north. It's understandable, I suppose, But Harvey Barnes, I'm a fan of Højbjerg, but keep reading that he doesn't fit into Postecoglou's way of playing, and there's too much talk. It's surfacing too much now, so I think there could be, there could be legs on that one. That to get Harvey Barnes, Højbjerg has to move on, and if so, again, as it's for the good of the club, might not want to see him go, but this football sentiment really has no place in it now at this stage.
Yeah. Right, Ellie. You and me, we're massive Højbjerg fans. So look, ladies first. Go on.
The thing
why should we keep Højbjerg?
The thing is, right, I hear people saying that he's not going to fit into the system, but he can if he drops back and holds the midfield as a holding player, just to win the ball back and just give it quickly, because he can do that, and he does get us on the front foot quite often. And I'm not one for stats. I don't really care about stats. I'm for the eye. And what I see of Højbjerg, he can bring a lot to our team, regardless of who the manager and what style it is. Because I think he can fit. I really do think he can fit. And you do need a ball-winning midfielder. You can't just have flair players in midfield. You need somebody to do the dirty work when things are not going so well, and things are not going your way in the game. Because there's going to be a lot of technical teams who are going to get through our press, and then you're going to rely on those defensive players like Romero and Højbjerg, and hopefully another centre back. So there's pluses and cons, but I do think he can fit in. Only he has to adapt his style a little bit more to fit in, and I'm sure that Ange Postecoglou will bring him up to speed.
I think I agree though with Ben Kaufman here, saying Højbjerg is totally unsuitable for possession-based football. He's not technical enough or quick enough. He runs through treacle. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to agree. I know that you don't particularly like. Obviously,
if you saw his assist for Denmark, he is plenty quick enough. I'm telling you, because he's skinned that player and put in a beautiful cross and played. It's very rigid. You haven't seen the best of Højbjerg. The best manager who got the best out of him was Jose, because he played him more on the front foot and he played him more forward. Yeah. That's when you saw the best of him.
Right. In my view, look, but I'll say this very quickly because I have some major breaking news now.
Okay.
Look, Philip is a little bit reserved on this news. I'm going to break it, so I'm going to take whatever I get. I don't really mind, but this is big news. But very quickly on Højbjerg. Look, for me, Højbjerg is a good player breaking up the play at the back and getting it forward. When he plays with Bentancur, them two together had a great relationship. He didn't have one with Skippy, or he didn't have one with Basuma. Look, I get everyone that Højbjerg won't fit into a Postecoglou possession football based team. I understand that. But I'd rather have him there than not there, if you know what I mean. As a squad player, he can come in. If Bentancur needs a rest, Højbjerg played 45 times out of 49 games last season. That shows how much we depend on him. And that is a ridiculous. We've overplayed him.
We depend on him because we've got no one else. It ain't because we and also the style of football. When you look at Adge, he's going to be playing a 3, so we need 3 very good midfielders, and have got a lot of lot of energy, a lot of like ability. I think Basuma, Benny, but Basuma and Benny plus someone else who can be creative. There's no place for Højbjerg in that system. That's not how he likes to play. It's a different way of playing.
I was watching Basuma against Brentford, and don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic player, but I wasn't that impressed with his pressing. Whereas Højbjerg, I'm always impressed with his pressing. And if you're playing a high pressing game, he could do that role, and he can win the ball high up.
We saw what Basuma can do, though. When he was at Brighton, look how good Basuma was. As soon as Basuma come on, when we played, he gave us energy, gave us something good in the midfield. He was so much more energetic in that midfield. He really was when we watched him. And everyone was like, it's a breath of fresh air coming on, having Basuma there. I really think so.
Can I just quickly say, we've reached 101 viewers watching us at this time.
Brilliant.
So please, everyone, like and subscribe and hit the like. This is unreal for us. Thank you so much for 101.
Thank you.
That's 100 now. So keep it, and also hit the like button on Mia's channel as well. Look, for me, Philip, look, very quickly, I'm waiting to get more news than this other news, Philip, and it's a bit different to what I told you earlier, by the way. So that there's more meat on the bones for when I bring it up, so it may make a bit more sense to you.
Right.
And it's got nothing to do with French. I will say that, if you know what I'm getting at. Okay, Philip knows what I'm on about. Look, for me, I want Højbjerg to stay. I don't want them to go. Look, I think Papasar could go out on loan. I think he needs a season on loan. Skippy needs a season out on loan as well, to be fair. Look, I like Højbjerg, but if he has to go, he has to go. But do you know what I mean? I just want Højbjerg to stay. Right, we will go back to the Højbjerg news because this is the news I was just given. And I tell you what I'll do. I'll do the Breaking Spurs new thing.
Yes.
I'll do that.
I love it.
This is Philip Brady, news at 10.
The Irish news.
Yeah. Who used to say that? Frank Carson, wasn't it?
No, he was the way I tell him. The way I tell him.
No, that was Jimmy Cricket was the way I tell him. Frank Carson, news at 10.
No, Frank Carson was the way I tell him.
No,
Yeah.
I thought that was
It's the way
Jimmy
I
Cricket.
tell him.
I thought it was Jimmy
The way I
Cricket.
tell him. No, it was Frank Carson.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
Anyway,
as of 2 weeks ago, during the meeting of Daniel Levy, which we did say that he had a meeting, Harry Kane's team put in a formal transfer request, was submitted and rejected by Daniel Levy. Kane has also, in that time, had an unofficial conversation with Erik ten Hag over what his role would be if he were to join Manchester United.
I find that very hard. Very hard.
Now, Philip, I know you don't believe it. I can understand it, but
I'm very, very, very suspicious of that last comment. The first bit, yes, I can take. But for a player to go and talk to another manager without permission from his own club is illegal and can't be done.
Yeah, agreed. And also, wasn't it said, I read somewhere from a very reliable source that Man U have dropped their interest because they think that Tottenham don't want to sell. So they've dropped their interest because they don't think he's selling.
Anyway, Levy won't sell to Man United.
No.
If he found out that happened as well, it wouldn't happen, would it? Tell you the truth, it wouldn't.
Look,
the first bit might be right, Dermot. He may have had a transfer request, but the second bit.
I'm standing by the whole lot of it. So I know you lot don't believe, but I'm going to stand by the whole lot of it. And
it's not that we don't believe it. We're just in what's all that's gone before in the last couple of weeks. For Harry Kane to go and talk directly to the manager of another club while under contract at Tottenham is totally against everything Harry Kane stands for. That's a bit I can't.
And even Colin, who's saying, he said that United dropped their interest a week
Yeah,
ago.
I know.
So
Yeah.
Look,
Sorry, Dim. I can't ride with that one. I can't ride with that one. Sorry.
no, look, I'm going to stand by it. I know you. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm standing
Yeah,
by
I know.
it.
I know.
100%.
Well, you're entitled
So,
to. Entitled to.
yeah.
I just think it's too much out of character. And frankly, I mean, if Harry Kane he could be fined by the club for doing that. He's under
Yeah.
contract to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, look, I'm not disdating what you're saying, Philip. I'm really not. But Colin said it would have to be unofficial talks, so no contracts or laws would have been broken. So it's the case of him.
What becomes unofficial? Because you have a meeting with somebody. How do you know whether it's official or unofficial? You're meeting the guy. There's no unofficial or unofficial about it. You're meeting him. You're talking about a transfer which is against the rules. Simple as that.
Well,
end of story.
I know. Well, look, if that is true, United have broken transfer rules. Yes, they have.
And so is Harry Kane. And so is Harry Kane by talking to them.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to say it. He has. It's not United that are breaking the rules. Harry Kane is breaking the rules as well. In fact, United aren't breaking the rules because he's not under contract to them. He's under contract to Tottenham, and that's where his loyalty should lie until such time as he's not under loyalty to Tottenham.
But is it tapping up though?
Yeah.
It could well be. It could well be. Yeah, it could well be tapping up. Well, it depends who asked for the meeting.
Could it be Maguire? Could it be coming through Maguire? As a middleman? Because
I don't think Maguire owes United any. Yeah, but Maguire doesn't owe United any favours.
Yeah.
Someone said in the comments, it makes sense. It was made known last week that Kane told Levy he wants to leave this summer, but hasn't moved to a request of official transfer request. So I don't know. I just don't think it adds up really.
Ben says it doesn't. But look, I'm standing by it. And people can think what they want of me. I don't care. I'm standing by what I've been given.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I mean, I'm giving my opinion. The girls are giving theirs. You're giving theirs. Fair enough. We'll see who's right at the end of the day. We'll see who's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless money is spoken about, it isn't against any rules. It's 100% on the borderline of tapping up.
Yeah, but how do you know what's taught? You talk to another manager, money's going to come up. You're not going to. You're not going to talk about a transfer without asking what sort of wages you're going to be on.
But you know what you could do, Philip? You could talk indirectly about money and not actually mention money, but kind of suggest that it's. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying, if you want to be serious, I could talk to you about something in code and kind of tell you about what I'm talking about because you understand the code. As long as everyone understands the code, you could talk about money without talking about money, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm blasé this whole thing at the minute. This is getting my faith in human nature going altogether.
Right. Well, I can tell you, Philip, I'm going to send you where it's come from. All right.
It doesn't matter if it came from God Almighty. I still have my own opinion on it.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I've just sent it to you there now. Just look.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'll watch everything that comes out and I'll analyze it. I'll make my own decision. This particular one has actually upset me. I don't think it's right.
All right. Well, look. I'm saying, could it be Charlie that did it? Now there's a subject that we should.
It doesn't matter. Charlie Kane can talk to who he likes. He's not under contract to Tottenham. It's the direct talk from Harry Kane that gets me.
But if he's had talks, maybe he's talking. Is he talking through his agent? Is that allowed? Is that not tapping up still?
I don't know.
It's tapping up. It's a very thin. It's a very fine line.
Thin line.
Illegal. Very fine line. And Charlie Kane is such an idiot. He wouldn't know where the line is.
Well, look.
Put him in VAR.
Look, as I said, I'm standing by it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Of course they are. It's football's full of opinions. But I'm standing by that, and I will stand by it. And we'll find out at the end of the day.
I'm not going to argue. I'm going to give my opinion.
My opinion is look. My opinion is right. I believe the first bit. That bit I think is true. I think that bit there.
Quite possibly, quite possibly.
Yeah, spot on. Look, we know that we know there was a meeting. We know there was rumours going around that he did submit a transfer request. Now, if he has, it's been rejected. The second bit, Philip, look, you could be right, enter over what role he would play, but we know We know you've seen Pep do it. Some point in the comments, Pep looks into people, whispers into people's ears. Klopp does it as well. Mourinho's done it. Managers around the world will do it. And any sports. Look, I understand what you're saying. I get it. But it does go on in all sports it's like, I'll give you an example, right? I'm a massive Formula One nut. And Fernando Alonso was world champion with Renault back in 2005, 2006. He was on the podium in Brazil. And Ron Dennis, who was the team principal of McLaren, tapped Alonso up to move to McLaren for the 2007 season to partner Lewis Hamilton in his first season in Formula One. And he done that, and tapping up's not allowed in Formula One. And he done that on the podium. While he was collecting his trophy, he leant over, do you want to drive for me next season? Now, he didn't go, it is done in all sports. Look, why I take your point, Philip, and I understand what you're saying, and I understand your what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, it's getting towards anger at this stage. I have something else I want to say now in a minute when you're finished.
Skepticism over it, which is true. Tapping up happens in all sports. So the question I want to ask you, just hypothetically, right, if it did happen, right, and there was talks, what should be done to Manchester United? What should be done to Tottenham? And what laws should be put, and it goes to all of you as well, what laws should be put in by FIFA or the Premier League that this hasn't, right, I've just got some more on this. Go on, Philip.
Well, listen, to me, the whole thing, the things about this whole thing is Harry Kane has got this image, squeaky clean image, family man. Doing this seems totally out of character for him. That's what I can't get my head in. But if he's done it, if he's gone to talk to Manchester United behind Spurs' back illegally, he can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. I don't want him at the club. I don't want him. He's broken all faith that I had in the guy now, if that's true.
Well, I can now give you, it was Charlie. It wasn't Harry Kane. It was Charlie, like we said.
Yeah, well, then why put up that Harry Kane had direct talks? It's completely different. Completely different. It's still not right. It's still not right. No, you said Harry Kane had direct talks with Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah, had unofficial.
Yeah, this doesn't matter. Unofficial official doesn't matter. He talked to Eric Ten Hag. Yeah. That has now been true. That bears out what I said. It didn't happen. So if Charlie Kane wants to break the law, fair enough.
But the only thing is, who sent Charlie? Did Harry send Charlie? That's what you've got to understand, because that's his agent. Why would he send him knowing it could get? It's a big risk to take for Harry Kane. He should tell his agent, do not talk to Man U like that because it's breaking rules. Don't do it. That's his agent. The way I see it, Philip, is you employ someone to do a job for you, whether they're family or not. And if they go against your wishes, he should be mad at Charlie, hella mad at Charlie, because that could get him into trouble, isn't it? That's the thing, isn't it?
Charlie Kane's too close to Harry Kane. Having your brother as an agent is never, ever a good idea. Yeah. Never, ever.
Can I just say, it was sent to me like that, and I've just got an apology from who sent that to me. So it was sent.
Yeah, but you can see where I was coming from, Dermot. You can see why I was so annoyed about it, because look, I'm not taking it out on you. I'm only saying it actually cast aspersions on Harry Kane there that were not deserved.
I'm with Lisa though. She said, "I bet Harry knew about it," and I agree. I can't see Harry not knowing about it. I'm going to be honest.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I'll tell you what. It's thrown my face out the door at this stage.
What I know of Harry Kane, I can't see him doing that. He's got really.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Can he be Jekyll and Hyde? Can he be this squeaky clean character on the outside and a scheming individual on the other side? We don't know that, but it certainly has come as a surprise to me, because of all the footballers in the Premiership, I would trust Harry Kane with my life. There's a few of them I wouldn't cross the road for, but he is one of the players I would have thought. Harry Kane is an honourable gentleman, and hope he still is, but I'm beginning to wonder.
Look, I still stand by what I put up, and look, he's apologised for me who sent it to me and for the confusion, but Kane would have had to say to Charlie, look, there must have been a conversation between the pair of them. Look, if I'm to go anywhere, I want to go to United. talk to them, see what role I would have there. So there have to be some sort of a conversation. Not unless Charlie Kane did it off his own back.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise
Yeah.
me. You know, I don't listen. We could talk for hours on it. We're not going to solve it. Let's just say it's a unfortunate misunderstanding, a misquote, and let's hope nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's something that we all wondered had he put in a transfer request. Now, if we want to talk quickly on that, and I'll start with you, Mia, then I go to you, Philip. Well, I'll start with Philip, then you, Mia, and then Ellie, you can have the last word on this. If he did put it in, Philip, and it has been rejected like it has been, are you surprised that he actually went that far to put in a transfer request to move? Or do
I'm
you
just wondering if he.
Yeah, go on.
If I'm just wondering, did he put in the transfer request before Postecoglou was appointed? The timing is important here. If he put in that transfer request while we had no manager, then I can understand it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact now that we've got a manager, which he hasn't talked to as yet, that we're aware of, that there is a meeting planned. I want to know what his feelings are after that meeting with Postecoglou. If Harry Kane turns around and doesn't like what Postecoglou has to say and asks for a transfer, then fair enough. But I think he's got to talk to the new manager first and give his opinion.
Yeah.
It looks to me as if someone is trying to rattle his cage here, and it's probably Charlie. Because Charlie sees pound signs here. Charlie sees pound signs.
Yeah. I just want to say big up to Dave Harris, who's in the chat as well. Philip, look, I knew this would be controversial. I didn't mean to get you angry. I am sorry, but I knew this would be controversial bringing this up.
I hate things that aren't by the book. You know, that aren't lawful.
I know
that. Illegal.
I understand
and I'm
that.
so disturbed that Harry Kane could be involved in something like that. It's not what I thought of the man. I thought he was above all that.
Yeah, and look,
and hopefully he is.
Yeah, I look. Yeah, Mia, what's your last words on this subject before we move on?
So I think what Colin said in the chat is that it was before Ange. So like Philip, I want him to have this meeting with Ange Postecoglou, and then we go from there. He can decide then if he still wants to hand in a transfer request. Then for me, he should go. I've always been very clear about what my statement with that is. But yeah, I think if he doesn't want to stay, we shouldn't keep him. If he specifically speaks with Ange and says, no, it's not for me. So that's how I see it. But that meeting with Ange is very, very important.
And Ellie, look, last night we said he was staying. Look, we had then 2 weeks ago, he did put in a transfer request. It was rejected. Adam Phillips put here, I don't trust Kane since boycott at the start of the season, then sold him for 6 months. Who do you blame? Charlie Kane, Harry Kane, Daniel Levy, or is it just all the above?
I blame football in general for the way things have gone.
Yeah, but Philip, very quickly though, Ellie, I'll give you the start on this, and I didn't get an answer for you this. What law needs to be put in to stop this happening again? Because if Man United have done what they've done, then they've broken the rule. Charlie Kane has broken the rule. Do you know what law should be put in to stop this ever happening again?
Ban all
agents. Can it be stopped?
The law to find those people, you know, the clubs that have done that, and also find the individual if he's instigated it, you know. But I don't know. I just can't believe that Harry Kane would hand in a transfer request. I just can't believe it, because I just feel that if he was going to go, he would have gone by now, wouldn't he? He would have gone to Manchester United if that was the case. If they tapped him up and his brother went and asked Ten Hag what position he'll be playing and what his role will be. I just can't believe it. It's just, I think Harry Kane, he's not that type of character. Honestly, I've put my heart on it that he's solid, Harry Kane. He's a solid Spurs man.
Well, Ellie, money talks.
Wait until the talks with Postecoglou happen, and then we'll see.
Look, I agree with everything everyone has said. I still stand by what was given to me, and I will stand by it to the end of the moons, to the end of the world, and I will stand by it. And I believe what was given to me. Now, of course we all not party to that meeting and what was said in there, but rules have been broken, Philip. Officially, unofficially. And again, agents are making more. Agents in football are now trying to make more money out of players again. Now, we didn't have this 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, Philip, when
No, and
Jimmy
agents
Greaves and
weren't
players.
needed. Agents
No.
weren't needed at that stage.
So what
Mind you, the money
needs
wasn't
does
big enough. There was no money
Yeah.
to pay them. That's why.
So if we can get away from the Harry Kane thing and go on to the agent thing, what needs to happen to does the whole agent scenario have to be looked at by the Football Association, by FIFA, by UEFA?
Yeah.
Does this
Yeah,
have to
it
come from
does.
the very top of football?
It does.
And what
It does.
does need to happen?
Any illegal approaches by agents. I mean, all agents, I think they have to be licensed. Okay, that's fair enough, right? So they have to meet a certain criteria to get the license. If they break that license, if they break the rules, the license should be suspended for a season. They should be allowed no contact with players for a season. That'll teach them, right? And the clubs that break the rules, that allow these agents to break the rules, should be docked points. There's no point in fining them. That money means nothing. Dock them points. That's the only way to hit those clubs, is by affecting the league position, and that's what should happen. There's too many agents ruining the game here, absolutely ruining it. They're a scourge on the whole thing, and they should at least be controlled, and at worst punished when they break the rules.
Anyone else want to
Yeah.
add on to that?
Yeah, I mean, that docking points, it sends out a message to the whole of these agents that they can't get away with all these shenanigans and backhanders and trying to, compromise players' positions at clubs. And they're really taking away what the game's all about. The game's about, I like loyalty in a game, not all these agents getting involved and trying to take a player and turning his head and then doing the dirty and going behind the player's back and talking to the other club for him and then feeding it back.
But what I would say about that is loyalty in football now is such a rare commodity, very rare commodity. And also,
Harry Kane is one of the few.
But he's not, though, because he soon spoke to Gary Neville and put hints that he wanted to go. And if Man City would have offered him the money, he would have gone. I don't know why I think that would have happened. I really am sure of that. If they would have put the correct money in, he would have gone. And that doesn't mean he's disloyal. It just means he's got ambition to go to another club, which is fine. If that's what he wanted to do at the time, I've got nothing against him doing that. But I do feel like that people over-egg the pudding when it comes to Kane, because he would have gone if Man City would have put that money in.
Look, for me, I'm sick of this Harry Kane story. Every window, there's the Harry Kane. Is he staying? Is he going? Is he staying? Is he going? Either come out and say you're staying, come out and say you're going, or just go. One or the other. Because we can't be held to ransom every transfer window. And now they're down to the last year of his contract, Philip. What does Levy do? If you were Daniel Levy, right? If you were Daniel Levy and you had Harry Kane on a year's left in contract, now you know he won't sign a new contract. What would you do?
Well, okay, we stand to get 80 million or 100 million from if we sell him now, right? We stand to get nothing for him if we leave it till next year. This whole conversation this afternoon has changed my opinion on it, really has, whether be guilty or innocent or whatever. I'm coming to the stage now that if he doesn't sign a new contract, sell him now. Yeah, that's it. Because it's too much money to let go. It's too much money to let go for a season. And it's a season that he might do what he did before. He might not turn up next season.
Guys, do you think that might happen at the start of the season, that he might not turn up? Can you really see that happening?
Well, if you look at his record, right, the time when he was going to go to Man City, he scored 17 goals, but he assisted a lot more. And he picked up, right, for the first 7 or 8 games, he wasn't really with it. And then he chopped in, and then he scored 70. But this season, I think he scored 32. Is it 32 goals? So that's a big difference. I think if his heart is definitely in the club. That's one thing for sure. But when your head is turned by a club like Man City, who are winning absolutely everything, I can understand that he was, wasn't quite with it the season before last. So I just want him to stay. I think they should try and sign him up for his whole of his career.
Yeah, but if he doesn't want to stay, Ellie, if he doesn't want to stay at the club, you
I-
could offer him all the money in the world and all the money in China, and he still doesn't want to sign a new contract. So if you're Ange and you're coming into the club and you're seeing this happening, what do you do? What would Ange do? Would Ange say, "Look, I'm not having this"?
The thing is, if he's an unhappy player, you have to sell him, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, for me, it's getting boring. It's getting. Look, it was given to me. I bought it out there. Look,
Well,
I,
yeah.
I feel very let down if Harry Kane is the player that I didn't think he is, and I think you're right in that, Philip. I think you're spot on that.
It's. I mean, do you know something? This whole thing with Harry Kane, I was relying on his decency and his loyalty, and if that's been called into question now, I lose all faith in human nature. I really do. I can understand some players doing this. Some of them are scumbags. Harry Kane to me is a role model, and now he's be it right or wrong, be it guilty or innocent, he's tarnished his image with me now, and I hate saying that, but he has.
Right? Could this? Well, I'm going to put this out here. Right? Could it be also the club getting that Harry Kane for not signing a new contract? Could this be sort of dirty tricks?
No, I don't think so. And do you know what? Colin just said apparently he had sneaky little talks with PSG as well. So that PSG rumour come from somewhere, and it could be less of rubbish than we actually first thought. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
and if
I'm just saying
the
this.
case. So
Do you know what, Mia? I'm just getting the same thing from my man as well, and it's the same thing that Harry Kane's agent had secret transfer meeting with French side PSG. Now, this was 6 days ago by Harry Desmond on the site is the Football Faithful. That's where the article is. So what I'll do is I might actually put that link in the chat if somebody wants to read that article. But it is very, very interesting. And
I think that Postecoglou needs to put his foot down. Actually, when he speaks to Kane, he needs to say, "Are you going to turn up? If you're going to stay for this 1 year, are you going to turn up for me?" Because I think that is vital. And I think that Postecoglou's got a way with talking with people. And if he doesn't like what Harry Kane says or does, he'll just out him. He will just out him. He won't care who he is. I don't think. I think he will just out him if he doesn't get if he's promised
Is that
him.
right? It doesn't matter. God Almighty, Postecoglou will call you out if you don't come up.
Yeah,
to his
if he,
standard.
especially Philip, he said to him in the meeting, "Oh, boss, yeah, I'll be there for this year. I'll give you my all." And if he doesn't do that, Postecoglou will say, "You've gone back on your word. Plus, you haven't given me your all. You're out of here. You're not going to play." That's what I think Postecoglou
thing
will
is,
do.
he will give his all, because at the end of the day, it's going to be his last season at Spurs. So he won't want to go out with a flutter, will he?
but
He'll want to go out on a high.
seriously, do you really think Daniel Levy's gonna let Harry Kane swan down the Tottenham High Road on a free transfer?
I
Do
can't
you
see it.
really? If he doesn't want,
I just can't see Daniel Levy letting him go for nothing.
yeah. Well, if he doesn't want to sign a new contract, do you know? Look, this. I think we're going to have to do a show on this topic and have it, because look, we're going into the realms of who should not be named back in the early 2000s. We rarely are. We're going down that road again, where you lot
It'd be
know.
horrible to see that.
Yeah, and we all know what happened there. He could have gone to Bayern Munich, gone to Barcelona, but he went to the crowd down the road.
Philip looks distraught. Feel sorry for
Yeah,
you, Philip.
I'm actually, to be honest with you,
it's very important.
I have hay fever today. My eyes are streaming, so it's not really a good day for me. I have a really bad dose of hay fever today, and this doesn't help.
Do you know what? It must be something in the air, Philip, because I was like that this morning as well. My hay fever's been really terrible today. Really terrible.
The pollen count's very high here at the moment. So
Right. Ask you all one question, one-worded answer. If you're Ange Postecoglou, Harry Kane, what do you do, Philip?
I probably regret what I'm going to say now, but I say let him go.
Mia?
If he doesn't sign a contract, sell him.
Ellie?
Yeah.
Keep him. I'd do my utmost to keep him.
Look, I think personally, so. I agree with Philip and Mia. Sell him. If he's not going to sign a new contract, get something out of him so we can put it back into the team. Look, we are going to end it off there. We're going to end it off on that bit of a bombshell. Thank you all for watching. It's been a mad show. Really, really enjoyed it. Mia, do you want to give your channel a plug? And Philip, then we'll give the signed shirt thing a bit of a plug at the end as well.
Okay.
A lot of people are agreeing with you, Philip, in the chat.
Of course. Philip's the statesman.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know what you want to say to that, but
Well, let me just read some of the comments. I was a bit behind with the comments there. I can only read. Would you believe I got water coming out my eyes and I can't even see through my glasses there. Listen, I take no pleasure. I mean, I've always been a Harry Kane advocate, and I want the guy to stay at the club, but I also want the club not to lose out on a shed load of money by keeping him for a season in which he may not perform, or he may well down tools or not perform to the level we expect him to. A lot will happen with this meeting with Postecoglou. You know, we could be having singing a different tune there if that goes well, and the 1% he has of signing a new contract actually happens. I don't think it will happen now, to be honest, but I feel that maybe Harry has burnt his bridges with Tottenham, if what we're hearing today is true. He certainly burnt them with me.
I just want to say this very quickly, Mia. Look, I can only report what's given to me. So I'm not on you. I don't work for Sky. I don't work for TalkSport. I'm just a normal Spurs fan who does this channel in my own time. With Philip, Mia, and Ellie, we all make sacrifices to do these shows and take time out of our own busy days to do them. And look, if I get something that is going to come up, I will say it, and I will stand by it. You don't have to agree with me. You can agree with me. Don't agree with me. Don't believe me. Believe me. It really doesn't matter. I'm just putting it out there. It's a conversation that has to be had, and I think it's worth having. And if somebody gives me something, Philip didn't agree with me, but me and Philip and Ellie and me, we all had a debate on it. But it doesn't mean we're going to come off the stream and not talk to each other. It's football. Football's opinions. So do you guys want to say?
It's emotional.
Yeah. Do you guys want to say into this, man?
All I would say is that we don't say that it's truth. It's only what we know. We're just discussing on what we know. We're not trying to say to anybody, this is 100% the truth. All we're saying is, this is what we've heard. Let's discuss it. Have a conversation about it. And that's what it is about in football, is opinions and discussions. So, yeah, that's what it is, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what one solution would be? Can I just give one solution, which is never going to happen, right? But okay, say he gets on so well with Postecoglou, right, that he agrees to sign a 1-year extension to his contract, or a 2-year extension to his contract, right? Then he plays next season with Tottenham, right? Then we loan him out to Real Madrid for the following season. Then bring him back for the last season. He'll have a year playing away. It's a silly comment, but I mean, there's no more crap than some of the things that have been said about the transfer market this summer.
Yeah.
This comment.
Sorry, go on, Mia. Go on.
Yeah, this comment is spot on. So everybody, obviously, who does gets on Dermot's back, gets on our backs about what we say. You have to remember as well, it's a fan channel and a football stories change all the time. Not everything is going to be nailed on 100% all the time, but their sources have been spot on 90% of the time. So there we go, people. End of the story. That's where I'm ending my comments on that one.
Do you want to plug your channel?
Yeah, Spurs Between the Lines. Please go over and subscribe. I'm getting closer to that 600 mark. So if you could go over, if you haven't already subscribed, I'm a very straight talking kind of person, but I do like having good conversations with people. I'm open to hearing people's conversations as long as it's obviously done in a nice, respectful way. Respect only is what I promote. Have on my channel.
And I like this as well from Jazz Fusion. Silly season. This part of the season should be renamed Silly Season. Look,
so much speculation.
Look, can I just say, I do a lot of work with Philip and Ellie, and Mia as well. And we do put a lot of work into these shows. These are not just put together 5 minutes before going there. I spend a good 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours putting stuff into PDFs. Philip knows we talk how many times a day, Philip?
The number of times, yeah.
Yeah, with different, there's you as well, Ellie, and Mia as well. All four of us all talk together. So look, we try our best. That's all we can do. Never mind. Tomorrow's
Yeah,
And just to mention the prize once again, just before we finish.
Yeah, so let me bring that
Signed
up,
it.
Philip. There you go.
The signed Emerson Royale shirt. The question is this week: who scored the equalising goal for Tottenham in the 1984 UEFA Cup final second leg at White Hart Lane? You get entering by doing a super chat of £2, €2, or the equivalent thereof. Your name goes into the hat, and there'll be 2 more questions: one next week, one the week after. Then we make the draw. All proceeds go into a charity, and at the moment, it's going to be the Irish Cancer Society.
Can
And
I
everything's
just
done
say,
transparently.
yeah, I want to thank everyone who's liked our channel, subscribed to it, comes into the chat. It wouldn't be a channel without you lot. So, and I want to, and I'll just say thank you to everyone, because when I started this, I never thought I would get to this far. When I started it over a year and a half ago, I never thought I would get this far over. And since Philip and Ellie and me, we've kicked on to another level. So me and Ellie forgot to wobble our heads. There you go. That's for Mia.
Yes, give your head a wobble.
Carl Simpson said, just have a thought off the bat home at Philip going off at 3 a.m. He picks up and it's on the line and you hear it's me, it's Dermot.
I haven't quite got that yet. No,
No, we haven't done that yet.
quite that.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
Big up Kate as well. And DJ Green Alert says, my first time here. Yep, liked and stuff. Big up. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Well, look, we had over 120 people at one point watching us.
Brilliant.
Which is massive for us. So it's never gone below 70 or 80.
Do you remember the days when we only had 5 or 7 in?
I remember them.
You know what I mean? Now we've gone over to 100. And we appreciate everybody, joining us.
Yeah.
We really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So everyone, please get over to Mia's channel, hit that like button, hit that subscription button. Who's on tomorrow, guys, for Newsbeat? Is it the girls tomorrow?
Me and Mia, I
it's the
think.
girls tomorrow. Yeah.
Girls alone. We're going to. The
Yeah,
Greeks are causing trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Philip are going to take a day off. Philip's going to hunt me down and take me into the woods and tie me to a tree and say, never talk about Harry Kane again.
No. Yeah, that was good.
And Carl Simpson, great stream, guys. I was there, though. Yeah, Carl's been with us since the very start, actually, to be fair. He has been.
Yeah.
And Rooty
He's
too.
a good
Thanks,
lad.
guys. See you in the next one. Yeah,
Do you know-
it is the girls tomorrow. It is Mia and Ellie. Ellie, you on in the morning with your breakfast show?
No, not tomorrow, no, because I've got a lot of work to do. The England team is a lot more work to do. And I'm doing it in between being a mother, a carer, a cat person. So I need one more day and I'll be ready. One more day.
Do you know what? That's a good point. We all have our own lives to leave on that. I mean, I'm a carer as well. You are as well, Ellie. Mia's got her own life with 2 kids. Philip's busy doing, being
a rock and roll star.
Yeah, and being Tom Jones every Wednesday evening with his big medallion called in number 66. He will take me to court one day for this. I swear to God it's going to happen.
I've been working on it, Dermot. Look, it's a whole lot of information here.
Oh my
I've
good
got
Lord.
on it.
But
Loads.
listen, thank you all
I
for
have been
watching.
working on it.
Thank you all for...
Good stuff, Ellie.
Okay. Right. Okay. We might not be finished yet.
I think you've got more news, haven't you?
I have. I'm just waiting for it, actually. Okay.
Something positive, hopefully.
Well,
Something not Harry Kane related, hopefully.
well, it sort of
funny,
is.
my
but
husband
it might
started
clear
eating
up the
nuts.
whole situation, actually. So I'm going to see, can he... Listen, can you two sort of talk amongst yourselves for about 5
Yeah.
minutes?
Do you
And
know
I'll
what's
be back.
funny, guys? My husband is waiting patiently for his dinner and he started eating nuts. He's got a bit hungry.
Yeah. I've
it's
actually
okay, guys.
I've turned on the cricket here, the Australia and England in the Ashes.
yeah.
There's some finish. It's going to be some finish. Australia 196 for 6, 85 more to win. England need 4 wickets, so it's real on a knife edge.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm on tomorrow live in the mornings, people, 8:45 a.m. UK time. So if you're around, definitely come and join me, and we can have more discussions.
You can
I'll be
see
bringing
that,
all the
Philip.
latest.
Republic of
Yeah.
Ireland, second ranking.
Oh yes.
So they're not too
Second.
far off.
Oh boy,
know?
that's good. I hope they don't let us down now. You know,
No, I
there's
don't think
a huge anticipation here from the country. They're
Yeah.
really expecting them to do well. You know.
You've got thousands and thousands of fans making their way over to support them.
Yeah, and
So-
especially in Australia, there's such an Irish population over there too. There'll
Yeah.
be a huge. It'd be very good.
Yeah.
Now. That'd be great.
So you,
The only problem is the matches are going to be on at 3:00 in the morning or whatever time.
I know, you'll have to watch them back unless you like bleary-eyed watching with one eye, especially
Yeah,
with your hay
exactly.
fever, Philip.
Yeah, I know. Well, it won't be that bad. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what he's getting now.
He's
Oh,
got some more news.
back.
It's actually, this will clear up the Harry Kane thing altogether. So
Okay, let's
Philip's
go.
faith in humanity might be restored,
Yes.
Go on.
but Ellie's faith in Harry Kane might not be restored.
Oh,
So who knows? I'm waiting for it. I'm actually waiting for it to come through for me at the moment. So I'm just waiting for it at the moment. So give me a few minutes. It's just coming through. Now, what you got to understand, this was done before Ange came in. So
Yeah.
this is pre-Ange.
Yeah. Okay.
And for what I can remember, before I can read it, Harry Kane did put in the transfer request. That bit has happened. It was rejected by Tottenham. He did put in to move. That's before Ange. Now, he is going to have a meeting with Ange. And then I'm just waiting for it to come through. I'm trying to remember what he said. I'm all a bit confuffled at the moment. So it's more like, sorry, Matthew, we are getting it. Oh, dear. Oh, Lord. Right, here we go. Charlie Kane has done this on his own back. Harry Kane has not given him any instructions to speak to any other club. Harry Kane did put in a transfer request to leave, but this was before the appointment of Ange. He's going to have a meeting with Ange, and then he will decide his future. That is the very, very, very latest on Harry Kane.
okay.
That's restored a bit of faith in human nature, anyway. You know?
Yeah.
It's
But
going to be this coming, isn't it?
what Harry Kane should do now is, Charlie, you're done, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sack him.
Now, that is the very claim. Look, he did put in a transfer request, so that is actually true. And also, I bring that first bit up so everyone can read it. So, do you know what
It's a little schemer,
appointment?
isn't he?
Appointment of? Hang on. Sorry, yeah, I've just got to do that bit. Yeah. So that is, and then this is the last bit. So that is what's happened. So it's now down to this meeting, but that is the very, very latest. So look, what I said was true. He did put in the request, but we have to say what we're going to do. Anyway, we'll leave it there.
Harry didn't talk to
No.
Ten Hag. That's the big thing. That didn't happen. So, anyway.
Yeah, that was.
Listen, I have to scoot off here now. So
yeah, it does. We're going to finish off. Just stay for 2 minutes, Philip, and then I'll talk to you very quickly. Whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Please hit that like button, subscription buttons on all channels on your way out, and then we will see you tomorrow, where the girls will take you through Newsbeat. Where's that coming up? Where's the Wayne Bonner thing? There you go. But look, whatever you do, have a lovely afternoon. Come on, you Spurs. In Ange we sort of trust.
No, in Ange we trust.
In Ange we do trust.
We do.
In Charlie Kane, we don't trust.
No.
That's for sure.